Hi guys, Kim here, welcome to Backyard Blooms. Today we're going to unbox some David Austin roses. These are bare root. I ordered these directly from the David Austin website and I'm super excited, but I'm going to put them in a different location than I originally thought. So the ones that have been following me, and I'll show you an image of my rose garden, I have Alexandra of Kent in one location, and she is a beautiful rose, but she is kind of like a long, leggy, caney kind of girl. So anyways, I say she's got long legs. Well, I was going to pull those Alexandra of Kent roses up and put this Gabrielle Oak rose in its place. But now that I've pruned them back and I'm just getting these roses, my roses right now are completely fully grown and I just don't have a heart to pull them up. I think they're just really happy in their place. So I'm going to give them like another year to see how they do. I was going to move down to my cottage garden because I thought, you know, long and leggy canes would look really good in that area. Instead of this rose, my rose garden, I liked more of an upright, tight shrub, and this one I didn't feel like was like that. But anyways, it's too gorgeous to pull up and I just don't have the heart to do that. So on the west side of the garden, the new garden that we're doing right now, I'm going to place these David Austin roses there. And of course I told you they were called, they're not Gabrielle Oak. Doesn't lost my mind. So this is the box that the David Austin roses come in. Turn it around so you can see the pretty side right here. David Austin symbol, and then it comes bare root. So when you open the box up, it's going to look like this with a plastic bag. So let's pull these out. Cannot think of a rose. Why can't I? I'm like, you guys, I'm losing my mind. So this is what a bare root rose looks like. Munstead Wood is the name. I do have Gabrielle Oak and I love Gabrielle Oak. It is probably one of my favorite roses right now between that and Boscobel. But now that I have Munstead Wood, this one I believe is going in the retirement stage. So this one might be hard to find, but I was able to go ahead and grab it while it was still available. So let's turn the root, let's turn it upright. So these are the roots right here, and that's what it looks like when it comes. So those are the roots. This is the graft. I don't know. These are the roots. This is the graft right there. You can see the graft, and you see like these teeny tiny little buds already starting to come out. Can you see it? Right there. So this one looks like it's going to be pretty thorny. Lots of thorns on there. But I heard this one smells delightful. Munstead Wood. I'll show pictures of it and then I'll give its specs too. But this one's supposed to be a medium rose. It is a deep red. But however, I live in the South, Charlotte, North Carolina, and I do have good luck with David Austin roses. A lot of people say they don't, but I love them so much, I'm willing to give that extra care to them. So all of mine are on drip, so they get a good amount of water. I do feel like they like a cooler night, and that's the only thing that we don't have in this area except for spring and fall. So they do really good in the fall. I feel like they have a different color to them and a different smell when it is late. But now my roses have only been in the ground for going on 3 years now, and I heard like the smell of the roses comes when the roses are about 3 years old. So I don't know, I'll let you know. But I wish we could, I like the term that Jenny from Creekside said, smell-o-vision. Wish you had smell-o-vision. I wish you did too. So anyways, I got 4 of these. Now I've already dug my hose because I asked my husband to help me dig the hose. So what we're gonna do, we have to soak these roses about 2 to 4 hours before they're planted. So I have a little cooler with water that I'm going to go ahead and soak these roses with, and then I have other things that I'm going to do. But I am going to show you how I plant this rose, and I just wanted to unbox it and show you guys. number 2. And I always make sure the tag says Munstead because that's happened to me before. They weren't all the same roses that I ordered. Of course, their customer service is great, so you don't have to worry about anything. If something's not right, they'll make it right. And these roses have a 5-year warranty, and they're not very expensive, you guys. Like, they're $26, $28. Like, you can't beat that. Here's the 3rd rose, and it says Munstead Wood also. And here's the 4th one, and it says Munstead Wood also. Now, I do like to keep at least one tag on these, and I'll take the other ones off. You see that right there? So I'll keep one tag on, so just in case I, you know, lose my mind, like I feel like I had been later, then I can go to this and know that what I had planted. But it says it's a very beautiful flowers to deep crimson, short bushy growth, strong and delicious, fruity old rose fragrance, and it grows 3 feet by 2.5 feet. So yeah, just a medium-sized rose. But I think they're going to be really pretty. So there's the box that it came in. And let me pull the cooler over to show you. All right, so you can see the cooler here. So you can put anything that holds water you can use. So I've been planting on the other side, and I have a lot of dirt in my 5-gallon bucket, so I wasn't able to use that. You can use a wheelbarrow. Like I said, anything. You can put them in your bathtub if you want. You can put them in your sink. Doesn't really matter, as long as they soak just the root parts right here for 2 to 4 hours. So I'm gonna just place it in the water right here. I think all of these will fit. Yeah, they'll all fit. There they are. They're soaking. It is cold here today. Nose is running and everything. Like, yesterday felt like it was 65, and today's only supposed to be high 48. But I want to go ahead and these came delivery yesterday through FedEx, and I wanted to go ahead and get them in the ground. Now, when you order them, I ordered these probably last October, November-ish, I guess, and I went ahead and prepaid. If there is a rose that you know that you absolutely want and you can't find, go ahead and go onto the David Austin website and pre-order, and they will ship to you when it is time to plant. And as long as everything lines up, like with their shipping time, and you planted it at the right time, they will guarantee the warranty for these roses for 5 years. So, yay! And then yesterday, at the exact same time, they must all be on the same schedule, I got an order from Brecks. Now, order stuff online all the time, and I forget what I've ordered, so I don't even know what I ordered. But this is the Brecks box right there, and I'm assuming these are all bare root also. So let's cut it open and see what I ordered. Now, I do think they suggest that you, whenever you get any kind of bare root, whether it's roses or anything else, that you go ahead and soak those as well. So this is cotton candy grass. It takes full sun. Depth, you want to have the crown at the soil line. The height on this is 18 to 36 inches and spacing 34 to 36. I think maybe I only ordered one. Let me see what else I got. Oh, cotton candy grass and cotton candy grass. So I've got 3 of these. I do really like to plant things in like odd numbers, 3s, 5s, 7s. I think that is very delightful in your garden when you do that, and then it gives that great big pop from like a distance. So my house is not very big. I only live on a quarter of an acre. Not even a quarter of an acre. So my house is not too far from the sidewalk, but if you mass plant and you put lots of different plants, like 3, 5, 7s like this, and it's going to give you like a great pop of color, and it's going to be very noticeable from the road versus just having one. So I'll find an image of this cotton candy grass and I'll throw it up on the screen for you. So this takes full sun, so I am going to go ahead and plant these over in that west garden today as well. And I got me some garden pins. Yay! So I love to be able to go ahead and put things, little plant tags in the garden, and these are supposed to be very handy. Permanent garden paint pen. So let me try to find, I know I have one of the, see if I can find it. So this right here is a really cute plant tag that I bought. It's copper. Now on their website it suggested that I use a lead pen and that it will patina in here. So I don't know if it's going to do that, but we'll look and see. But I can still see what this is. So right here at the very bottom I had sedum. So this is called Autumn Charm Sedum, and I have like 3 different sedums. Like I would never remember which one. So this is, and I just like the look of these cute little plant tags. And when I'm doing garden tours and stuff like that, like I can't remember, at least I can look at the tag and be able to tell you or throw it up on the screen. So I need to get me several more of these. So that's why I got these little pins. Also, I'm going to try that out too. Put this back. Alright, so I'm going to take my pins out. And I wish, like, it gave me a packing list. So I did order more. I ordered 2 different hostas. Curly fries hosta, a cherry berry hosta. And I got something else, but why this is not what's in my list. Okay, so no, never mind. So these items are shipping separately. So I'm going to get some different type of hostas for here in this bed right here, my skinny side garden. This one, like you could tell, it gets early sun, but it gets no sun in the afternoon. So that would be great for hostas. And like I said, they just shipped my cotton candy grass and my markers. Alright, so I'm going to open this cotton candy grass and see what it looks like. So yeah, it's just a little kind of ball, so I don't know. It's not really a root. Anyways, I'm going to just put it right here on the top and let it soak. I'm going to keep this peat moss that it comes in, and I'm going to put that in the hoe as well. Already got some green on it. I'm just trying to put these right on top of these other roots right there. Kind of floating on top anyways. You know, when they're shipped and it takes 2 or 3 days, I mean, this kind of keeps them dry so they won't rot out, but you probably still need to soak the roots pretty good before you plant them. Touch the water and it'll soak it right up. All right, so once these are soaked, and then already, like I said, my husband helped me dig some of the holes, and I use compost. So I have the Black Cow compost, or you can use, I also love the Land and Sea compost as well. And then sometimes these roots, like when you order from David Austin Rose, they have really good food on there too for them. And they have like a rhizome, not rhizome, it's like a fungicide type thing that you put onto the roots. And they were out when I ordered that, so I wasn't able to get that. So I'm going to use my Biotone in the hose today for the root stimulator. So yeah, we'll be right back after these soak. So while I'm doing a lot of planting today, I came across these elephant ears as well at Logan's when I was in. I just did a video where I talked about my plant haul from Logan's Plant Nursery in Raleigh, North Carolina, and how I was so excited to find different unique things there. So this is called Mojito, and it's got one kind of a bare root in there. I'm going to plant these on the west side, my new side garden as well. And then these are going to have some height on them, so I'm going to plant them towards the back, closer to the house. This elephant ear, the Mojito, takes partial sun to partial shade. So I guess I'll plant it towards the middle of the house because the ends of the house still get a little bit more sun than the middle. You would think a plant like this would take full sun. Anyways, that's what it says. So it's deer resistant. It is mainly for foliage. It will not plant. It's got gorgeous foliage on it. And that's the reason why I bought this one. It's because of the foliage. So I'm excited to share this with you whenever it grows. It says it's bee friendly, deer resistant. The height gets 24 to 36 inches. Let's see what else it says. And the planting tips is big a hole slightly deeper than the bulb itself. Place in a hole, blunt side down, space multiple bulbs at least 2 feet apart, requires no fertilizer. Excellent plant for containers, which then can easily be, it's got a staple right in the mix of it, something northern climates where they may not survive. So they may, like, probably going to be a perennial for us is what they're trying to say. Plant top of bulb 1 inch below soil line and bulb per 2 square feet. It's named for a Cuban mixed drink, a splashy mix of greens, purples, and black, and all the same leaf. Yeah, Mojito. And then the next one that I bought is called Elephant Ear. It's called Hawaiian Punch, and I liked it because look at that red stems. I thought that was going to be really good. Like, everybody needs a little bit of red in their garden. So you needed to plant yellows, reds, greens, and purples, I think is what they say. So this habit and height, wide green leaves atop bright red stems. It gets 24 to 40 inches tall. So a little bit taller than the other one. And then the planting tips are the exact same. Native variety, deer resistant, bee friendly, attractive foliage, suitable for containers. Foliage plant all season. Let's see the sun. And sun requirement still on this one's partial sun, partial shade. So the exact same as the other. So we'll plant these kind of a little bit far apart. But there you go. I think they're going to look gorgeous. So since this is a root, I'm going to go ahead, and I already have these other roots in here soaking a little bit too. I'm going to go ahead and throw these in the water and soak them as well. So you can see that they're already starting to come up just a little bit right there. So I'm thinking that's the root right there. This is bottom down, this is top up. So we're gonna just throw them and soak them in this water right here. And I'm gonna save this and plant it in the hole. I don't know why, but I'm going to. There's only one bulb in each one of these. And there's the second one. Looks a little bit different. So you can see the roots right there. So that's going to be root down. And this is the top. I don't see any kind of growth on this one yet. And these other ones right here are already completely soaked. So let me show you. See how they're pretty hard? I just like barely stuck them in the water and the water absorbed them all. So we'll get those planted. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out here and get these planted. And then I'll come back and get the roses as well, and I'll show you how we plant that up. This is cotton candy grass. Probably dug this hole way too big, but at least it has room to grow, right? Because this hard clay is, you would think that these roots would be really hard to grow in it. Anyways. Well, there's one, and I got 3 total. Move this mulch back on it. So there's one, and I'll probably put another one like maybe right here. So I just put a little bit of this compost in this hole, and then of course this is the material that it came with it. So just threw some of that in there with it as well. And then biotone compost and a little bit of that, and then we'll plant our next one. Put a little bit of compost on top since I've got it. And cover it back with mulch. So I know it's really hard to see these holes while I'm up here on this hill, but I've got 4 of the David Austin roses, bare root, and I already got my holes somewhat dug. But since there are bare root and don't have any kind of, you know, like soil around them, then I'm going to use almost all the soil that I've already got here in the ground. So I've already broke up some of the soil. I've got some compost in there. I did put my biotone already in this hole, but I just have not mixed it up. So I'm going to turn the auger on and just mix this combination of clay soil, compost, and biotone up. Alright, so since I need to get almost all this dirt, put my shovel here, I need to get almost all this dirt out, and then I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to use this Legal Winners container that I just used from my hydrangeas. So I got all the soil out of the hole. And roses really love compost. So I'm going to use a little bit more compost on roses than I would normally use on just a regular plant. I'm going to throw some more of this black cow. This is what I had on hand. I like it. It's a cheaper alternative than the Land and Sea. The only place that I can really find Land and Sea right now, sometimes Ace Hardware has it. Of course, you can get it on Amazon if that's what you really want. I have that link in my description. I'll also have this auger in my description as well. If you already have a drill, you can just buy the auger by itself. That's a little bit cheaper option for you. But I do say this drill is more powerful than the Roby one that I had before. So I got some compost in there. Move the shovel out of my way. And kind of mix this around a little bit. Now, the bare root goes just right in the hole like so. And I'll show this bit, I'll show you this, and then I'll show a little closer up as well. So I want this right here to be above the soil line. Right now it's quite a bit above the soil line. Probably want to go deeper. Now depending on where you are and where you live, like if you're in the cold weather, in a colder environment, depending on where you are, if you're in a colder environment, then you might want to completely bury this right here, this graft. But here in South Carolina, it's advised that you put it above the soil. Oh, I can go deeper. Sometimes these roots you just have to like kind of curl up a little bit. Let's see. I think I'm kind of happy with that. And then I'm just gonna backfill. I hold it in place and then backfill. Kind of push down. So I'm gonna tamp down as I fill. Then I'm going to take this dirt that's already mixed with all the nice compost and biotone and kind of fill it up here. Now, these branches right here crossing, I'm not going to worry about any of that this year. I'm just going to try to get this rose in the ground and not worry about pruning anything. I'm just going to let them grow this year. Of course, now when I pull my mulch up, it's going to come up just a little bit more here. I can mound it up as well since I'm on this hill. That way it'll make the rose drain a little bit better as well since you're mounding it up. Sometimes if you're up on a hill, you can put a rock up against this area right here too. Kind of hold the soil in place. I had to do that with my trees. I'm just going to throw a little bit more compost on top. I don't have any rose tone right now. I do have some of the Rose Care 3-in-1. I think I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. Let me go get some. Alright, so I have this on auto ship through Amazon and I get at least 2 a month. This is Bio Advanced All-in-One Rose Flower and Care. It has fertilizer, insect control, and disease control all in one. So I use this on all my roses at least once a month. So of course I have not put any on my roses yet. Maybe just a few of them, but I need to do that as a chore today as well. So it says a capful, but kind of sprinkle it around the perimeter here. See if I can make that not fall. And since I already don't have any of the mulch, I'm just going to kind of work it in the soil here. If I had rose tone, which I don't, and I need to get some, I'll come back and put a healthy dose of rose tone on here as well. And then just bring your mulch back around it. And then we'll water it in really well too. Also. Alright, so 1 down, 3 more to go. 3 more to go. crooked. So I have one more thing to be planted, and this one likes to be in dabbled shade, and this is that Daphne, the winter Daphne. So this is my container right here. So I got a hole about right here that I'm gonna dig up. This is variegated and it's an evergreen, so I'm pretty excited about this. All right, so when I told you that this is more for like a annual or a grande, I'm gonna make 3 different holes and then I'll combine the 3 holes together. just a little bit to top dress it. And then I'm almost out of this Biotone starter, so I'm just going to use all of it. And then we're going to give this a good mix. So I feel like, you know, this consistency of the soil right here gives these plants a really good start, because this clay sucks, you guys. I mean, there's just no other good term to put it. It's just not great soil. So by putting the compost and the biotone in there to help stimulate the root growth and giving it fertilizer every spring, that gives this plants what it needs. And then it's a big enough hole and the soil is loose enough that the roots can like spread in here and have enough room to grow and be happy. So I'm just going to gently take this out of the container. The roots are very happy. I'm going to use the same container and put some of this dirt in there. And I'll use this to backfill with. Now another secret that I feel like that I can give you, or another tip, is to make sure that you don't plant it too deep and that it has about, here's the soil line. So just right above the soil line here, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches above the soil line. Do you see this, guys, right here? So if anything, we can like mound the soil around the plant here. And then I got a big layer of mulch also, so that's gonna help. Also, so since this clay soil does not drain well, also by mounding it up, it brings the water flow away from the plant instead of like going into the container. You never want like it to be like a donut to where that water will run into your plant. Then you're going to get root rot and your plant is not going to be happy. So here was the base. We want to keep that still. This is where your roots are going to get oxygen right here, so we don't want to cover that up. And then, like I said, I'll always get air pockets out. You know, I thought I was done. I thought I was done planting, and then I forgot about this one. I was like, oh, I've got to go get it done. I'm leaving to go see my son next week, and I don't want to ask anybody else to have to water these plants for me. All right. All the compost is out of that bag. Went through 2 bags of compost today. 2 big bags of compost. Then bring your mulch back up. Make sure you leave this right here. You don't want to cover it. Okay, so a full morning of planting and we're done. So I did quite a bit this morning. My husband Paul got me started with digging some holes, and then I got things planted. So this is the winter Daphne right there that I told you about that takes dappled sun. So I think it should be pretty happy there because this magnolia tree right here is going to provide it some shade, and it will stay an evergreen. So I wanted something here as an evergreen. And then the 4 David Austin roses right here. So if you can picture what I'm trying to envision, I've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the middle, I want to do some kind of like obelisk with maybe a clematis growing on it, and then something filled in the middle. Something airy, a little bit taller, maybe Gara, that would be pretty. I think Russian sage would be gorgeous, but I can't get my Russian sage to do well here. But maybe it's worth another try. Or lavender would be pretty right there inside. So can you see where the roses are? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then right in the middle there is what I was trying to envision. And then on the outer edge, maybe some type of little evergreen, not really a boxwood, a sprinter boxwood, but something smaller like the teeny tot arborvitaes, possibly. And then this is the dianthesis that we got planted. And the week before that was the Amsonia. And then we'll just start filling in this garden as much as we can, little by little. I like unusual stuff, something that's different. This is the Limelight Standard hydrangea tree. And this was the teeny tough stuff hydrangea. It says it takes full sun or part shade, but this afternoon we'll get shade. So I'm hoping that it will do well here. If not, I can move it to the skinny side garden. I'm gonna make sure that I give it a lot of water though. And then down here on the other end, like I said, I like to plant in 3s. I have 3 of the tough stuff hydrangea, 1, 2, and then the other on the other end, and then repeated the dianthesis right there as well. Can you see how you have like different foliage up against each other right here? So we've got that. And then in this area right here, I planted those bare root cotton candies. So we'll see how they turn out. I'll throw a picture of what it would look like, what I hope it looks like. So I have 3 in that area. I try to keep that grass away from this because that's not a grass, but it still looks like a grass. And these are the Serendipity alliums. I planted 3 of those, so I like them so much that I'm gonna get my hands on another 3 and put it on the opposite side. And then the Cloud Storm Amsonia. Look how pretty this rose is, y'all. Oh, it's gonna look so pretty when it's in bloom. And then again, another Limelight hydrangea. And I hear some kind of alarm. So starting to look great here. Okay, my friends, I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.